You just got poked and prodded. You didn't make one noise.
Yeah, but this is different. I get kind of. Hey, I've got another couple that are going to be here to get Baxter. And since I've got him in the garage today, can you monitor mess for me? Okay, thank you.
You should have seen how tough he was acting at the vet while ago.
Oh, he was growling at those other dogs and
Was he
barking.
really?
Oh yeah, he hackled all up.
Yeah. Of course, when our big one just growled at him last night, he retreated
Very quickly.
quickly. She didn't even move. She just went. "Rrr."
All right, so the post material is this right here. You can feel how flimsy
Right.
it is. You get this at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's sold in the weather stripping. It is weather stripping. To keep it, or to give it some firmness, we're gonna take the duct tape and we're gonna wrap around it. Oh, actually, skipping a step. Okay, we're gonna take this first and we're going to go to the base of the ear. Let me get to where you can see on video. So we're gonna go down into the base of the ear. And you're gonna wiggle it down until you stop. So if you can feel, you hit a stopping point right there.
Right.
So push. Okay, so I'm gonna take the ear, I'm gonna stretch up, and I'm gonna cut longer than his ear.
Oh no, Dave, I
So-
don't think you're supposed to let that dog back in.
Well, not normally, but the puppies think she's a play toy. So we're cutting just.
You remember me, don't you?
I don't know that I'd go tugging on her, Dave. She doesn't quite know you yet.
I was rubbing on her ear.
Oh.
There you go. Hi, Mama.
All right, go ahead and pause.
Hey, come on.
We're causing chaos in your life. I'm sorry.
No, no, no.
I was trying to take him outside. It seemed like he might
You're
have to go.
fine, you big baby. She's not hurting you, you big baby.
All right, so we've got it one cut. We're just gonna take it and get the length for the other ear.
You're okay.
Cut on the same length.
Give me these paws.
Done with
Thank
that.
you.
Actually, for now, you can just love on him. I'm gonna do a lot of prep for first, and then we'll get to him. So you're gonna take the duct tape, go to the end here, and you're just gonna wrap all the way around. Try to make sure that the post is not wanting to curl as you're wrapping. You want it to be, you just encourage it to be a little on the straighter side. You'll feel what I mean when you start messing with it. But tear it and just make sure you overlap that there. And take the next piece and we're gonna overlap here. Okay, I'm gonna bring it around and overlap again.
Yeah, I'd never be able to do this.
All right, and it looks like we got one more piece, so I'm gonna overlap here. And you see the difference in what was left on yours? Okay. On hers, I had a little too long here, but on yours, it's actually pretty perfect. You have just a little tip there left. Okay, wrap here.
Would you quit chewing on my hair?
This will be the end that ends up going into his ear. If you end up with a little bit too much at the end of that, just take a piece of duct tape, tear it down the middle, get it in half, and then just wrap it there. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other one. See, when I picked it up, it was a little bit more curled. I'm gonna try to straighten it out as I'm going here. And they live out in Gunter, so if there is an issue, they can get to me. That's why I went a lot slower with her because I was just, she
Our
can't come
neighbors
back
are
here.
vets.
Our
Our
neighbors
neighbors
are
are
vets.
Okay, yeah, okay.
We have backup if it happens.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, both husband and wife, they're both vets.
Oh, that's cool.
Till our house sales and everybody's screwed.
Yeah, they're actually moving closer to your area.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're moving to Prosper.
Okay.
10-mile drive.
They're actually moving in. That doesn't always happen once you've
Well,
been
they
out
were in
that way.
Frisco. Or
They were in
McKinney,
Frisco.
Or McKinney. And
No,
then
they were in Frisco. And then they moved to Gunner. And I've been in Gunner we've been there 2 years. They moved there right before we did. And now they don't want to drive to Frisco anymore, so now they're going to move to Prosper.
But all the traffic is right there.
Yeah.
In Frisco. That don't make any sense. Are you?
I mean, teach their own.
Yeah.
Okay. And on that note, we've just had a ton of growth out here. It's ridiculous, but
Yeah, it's
okay.
crazy.
All right, so we've got the Zonus tape. It's the little bit thicker of the two tapes. This is what the paper tape looks like. Okay, and so the Zonus tape, the more sport-like tape, you're gonna take it at the tip here, sticky side to the post, and you're gonna wrap around here. And once you get to that side there, when you've made a full revolution, you're gonna turn it back on itself, and you're now gonna have sticky side out, okay? And you're gonna wrap around here. And now remember, there's nothing sticking it to this at this point, okay? And you're just gonna keep it tight until you hit that sticky spot right there, okay? And that helps to kind of lock it down a little bit. But the real key here is that it is not gonna be stuck to it, okay? It's gonna be secured by the overlapping and keeping it tight. Okay, so we're gonna spiral down this post here. I'm keeping it tight, and notice how I'm overlapping as I go. Oops. And now, when you get to the end here, you don't stop. You're gonna go beyond that, and we're gonna create kind of about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch squishy end here. Okay, and that's what's gonna set into the base. It allows it to form to the ear, okay, instead of this more rigid, because you don't. It's not a nice straight piece, so that gives it a little bit of squish to be able to fit into that ear. So that's that one, and I'll do it on this one. Repeat.
It's good to watch this the second time.
Is it making more sense the second time around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that
We should
it
make a
didn't,
YouTube
but
video
it's
of
just
it.
like, this is just
Somebody
a
must
reinforcement.
I've thought
I'll be
about
real
it.
honest with you. It made no sense to me at all.
That's funny.
Well,
Yeah.
she's seen it now twice, so
Yeah. The first time it's like I was watching, but I was like daydreaming a little bit about other, like I was looking at the puppy and then I got lost and I was like, oh.
yeah, no, I get it. And she had just gotten here, and they were just meeting their puppy, and like y'all have had the puppy for a couple days. So
Which one did you get?
Dexter, the one with the green
Okay.
yarn. Or I guess they were calling him Brick.
Yeah.
So you might have met him as Brick.
So about 2 or 3 times around full revolutions for the squishy end. Yeah, I've thought about doing a YouTube video. The main thing is I hate being on camera, so that's been my
Well,
biggest.
I'm gonna
I think
post
that's
you
your-
right now.
Well, I don't want this posted. This is not very clean editor. We
Well, I
did a
cut
lot
you-
of editing there.
I cut your
anyway.
head off. Don't worry.
All right. So you've got the 2 posts here ready. As you saw in his ear, the wrapped around part, that's going to be done with the paper tape. And you tear, just so that it's easy to go from, you're going to be locking the post down with the paper tape, so it's just an easy
Right. Comes
go
off
about
easy.
it. Yeah, you just have everything prepped. And I use my bottles that are sitting by me, but if you want to use like a countertop or a chair or whatever is just more convenient for you. But just get about 6 per ear ready to go. See, I would be terrible on YouTube. It would be so much editing.
I cuss too much.
You remind me of my brother in so many ways, and yeah, he'd fit that bill too. Oh my gosh, you know what? I'm gonna get another
Well,
one.
he's out.
Do you want me to see if I can get my nail under it? I've got kind of thin.
I just started going.
Oh, you got
okay,
it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna remember that next time though. Okay. All right, so tear it off in sections about like that long, and just have it ready to go, so it's an easy grab when you start having to get him, because he's not gonna be real happy with me. But you're just gonna have to accept that and just listen to him whine. Luca actually gave me some wine and a little bit of not physical fight. She got to watch the last end of the hardest part with the puppy. Dexter just talked about it. Didn't really give me too much trouble. So
This
hopefully
is
he's
definitely a moaner and a groaner.
Have you had a Doberman before?
Have you guys?
Yeah, we have.
We have, we have a 7. we had
cool.
roughly a 7-year-old female now.
oh
That's
cool.
100 pounds. We adopted her 4 years ago. She was a rescue dog.
Okay, now the fun begins.
Actually,
He's so
I'll never have a different dog.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
Poor baby.
Once you get a Doberman, you're never gonna get another dog.
I'll never get a different dog.
All right, you gotta wake up now, dude.
He's so coned out.
That's what he does like all the time, except for the middle of the night.
All right, sweet boy.
I know.
Okay, so let's see. He's not gonna be real happy with me, but okay. What I'm gonna need from you is just to keep his head, more level for me, and you've got a grip on them, so you're good. Okay, so we're ready to go. So I'm getting the posts that we had. We've got the squishy end here is going into base. So we're gonna take it and we're gonna kind of twist it around, back and forth until I feel it stop. Okay, and now I'm gonna take the tip of the ear and I'm gonna pull.
Brody, go sit down.
And I'm gonna pull on the tip, and I'm gonna try to keep it parallel to the post, and going along the back side here, get it to stick. Okay, I'm gonna wrap the ear onto the sticky part, and it's pretty well secure, but we're gonna use the paper tape, and as you witnessed on hers when she was trying to wrap it, because she tried the second one, this spot on the ear tends to want to flop off, and that is just going to be an issue you have to work around when you're trying to lock it down. Okay, so now we've got the paper tape pieces that were prepped for us. We're going to the tip of the ear. Okay, we're going to wrap around here, and we're going to overlap every time we're putting a piece down. And over here, just make sure that ear's along the post. It might be easier for your videoing, maybe this side, or are you seeing good over there?
I can see fine.
There, okay, I didn't know. Okay, all right. One thing that she was experiencing, and I hadn't really thought about it, she was trying to go at it and then have the tape come in from this side, and that was causing it where you had trouble with that flappy part. So what I'm kind of trying to do here is not starting at the end, but I've got more of a middle piece as I'm placing the tape here and wrapping. Watch this spot right here. Right, baby. Okay.
I know, you're good.
Okay, and you saw how the tape kind of went there. It's okay just to, just
Push it down.
You're okay. I know you're
And now, this part, if you let it be loose, you're not going to get as much of this on. But I've got something to push up under here, so I'm going to pop it up, okay, so that I can get another piece of paper tape down more towards the base of the ear. And we're just hoping to make it where this doesn't pop out later in the week. Okay, just squish it all together. All right,
I know,
another
you don't
ear.
have it in your face.
Okay.
All right, wiggle worm. Your toes.
Has it been doing good with your boys and everything?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
He's equal opportunity.
I like the collar. It's fun. Okay.
We call him Super Cooper.
I like that. Okay, so I got it wiggled in nice and tight there. I'm pulling at the tip, trying to keep looking at the tip. I'm trying to go parallel to the post. Okay, and
Oh my goodness, you're stronger than you look.
all right, I'm gonna hold here so since he's wiggly, I'm holding here to make sure he doesn't mess what I've already done
Right.
here. But the tip, I'm gonna go around the tip. And he looks like he's bleeding a little bit. I mean, you're just at still a really healing stage, and Dexter's was too. Overlapping. We're worried about this side over here that's flopping, or that's wanting to come up more. Just making sure we don't tape it folded, if that makes sense. We don't want to get a crinkle
Right.
in his ear and then go over like that. We want it flat. Okay.
You're okay.
Okay. And you see, I keep stretching the ear so it's not so loose.
You boys sit down.
There you go.
You're being great. That'll be a change.
Okay, so right here, I just want to make sure that doesn't fold. But you know what? It's good he's getting energy out right now for your ride. Let's squish it all together. So this is what you've got right now. Okay, that's the way it looks right now. Okay, so now we're gonna grab that sport tape.
Oh, you're okay.
And what we're gonna end up doing is creating the bridge here. My first two pieces are just gonna lock this paper tape down. So I'm gonna do one revolution here and here, and that's just locking the paper tape down. What I'm gonna need for you, and this is what she's gonna need from you when you're on this end, get his head. It's gonna have to be real nice and flat. We're trying to get the ears to stand up like that, like field goals, not out like that, not over his head, because that's how you're training the ear to stand. And I've seen them. They send me pictures and they're all proud and they're standing, they're doing this. I'm like, oh.
I know.
Brody, sit down.
So you see how we just went a little bit beyond the paper tape? I'll show you a little better. I did that too fast, I'm sorry. So we want to try to get on some of his ear. Like this side is not really going to, but try to get on. You're doing good. And one thing for you to take note on, see how she's just kind of fighting a little bit. It's okay to fight him. Don't let him, you don't want him having his way.
Yeah.
Okay. She deals with boys, so she's good. All right. So the big thing here is not to have your hand around here, okay? Because that's going to mess up my positioning. Just get him just like that. So I'm going to take the sticky side. It's going to go around here, right? Now I'm going to stretch it out, and we're going to do kind of a figure eight. We're going to flip. So I'm going all the way around here, okay? And now I'm going to flip the sticky side facing this ear, all right? This is the key spot for getting the position of the ears right. You see how they're wanting to stand, right? Going out that way, they're not parallel. I am gonna push with my finger here, push that ear in, and I'm also adjusting here to get it to where I'm eyeballing it. You also don't wanna have the ears offset like that, you know what I mean? So I'm using the base to kind of get it to where it looks pretty parallel to me. And then I'm gonna
Sympathy
stick down.
pain.
Yeah. And then I lock it down, I stick here, wrap around. It's gonna look like a mess initially, we'll fix that in a bit. So we see how it flipped, and now I've got the sticky side facing here. I'm checking my spacing before I stick it. Oops. I launched off. Okay, so
I
now.
know. You're gonna be exhausted after you're done.
Hey, it's been a good day. Okay, flip it, sticky side 2, I'm checking the spacing. Okay, we're at 1.5 times. We'll stop with this pass. This will make 2 full revolution, or whatever, figure eights or whatever. So check the spacing, okay, and we're gonna stop. Now you're gonna take everything and you're gonna squeeze first to the ear, and then you're gonna take this mess right here and you're going to just kind of squish and roll it. Squish and roll.
Yeah, okay.
Just making sure we're pressed up on the ear real good.
You're okay.
Almost done. We're gonna take this now, this is Ona's tape again, and we're gonna take it to about the length of that bridge that's there. And this piece will help secure that better, because otherwise it's gonna separate as he gets it dirty. So go over the top, okay, and wrap it around. Okay, and then this piece right here will help lock this down. You've got this right here, and what I've seen happen is as the week goes on, especially when you get into that 7-day on, this will get dirty, it won't be as sticky, and that'll start slipping off. So this piece right here is to lock it down. You want to overlap that bridge a little bit. You want to overlap here, and you're going to try to go over the top of that onto the paper tape. Okay. Alright, and that helps to lock that down. Now, if it happens to do the slippy thing, just take that old piece off and just reapply that.
Okay.
Do it over here, so we're overlapping that spot. A little bit on the paper tape. You're doing good, buddy. He's doing really good. Alright, last is just to deal with these long tips. Okay, so we're going to cut the excess off each side, trying not to add to the crop. All right, this isn't crucial. If his tips are still looking ugly next week, skip this step. But what you do with it is you go just barely over the tip and you go back over.
Okay.
Okay. And then you take one piece and you wrap it around to keep it on.
Okay.
But if the tips don't look good next week, just skip that step.
Okay.
Over the top.
It's not gonna save you either.
And wrap around. And you're free. He's good.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. You're good.
Any questions on it? No?